call love. Just listen to the rhythm of my heart. This chance we can make it now. We perfect it till the sun goes down.
All right.
I believe in a thing called love. Sorry.
It's another episode of the RSL. Can you hear me?
No, I can't
No.
hear you.
Are you on?
Ready, go.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Turn me up. Turn me up. Turn me up. Turn me up.
You ask other people besides Alicia too,
Good thing I didn't open that.
right?
All right. There we go.
Oh.
Oh.
All right.
No. We got to start with the random song again.
Okay. I
you
believe in a
push?
thing called love. Just listen to the rhythm of my heart. Oh, jeez. Buzz. That was so smart. So smart. Okay. Cut. Check.
Check.
Take 3. Just gonna... Thank you.
Take 3.
Take
and
3.
action.
I believe in a thing called love.
Right, cut. Take 4.
Here we
Take
go.
4.
Go ahead and just start it.
All right. It's another episode of the RSL Random Fan. How can we annoy you? Podcast starting again.
Would like to start with an apology for how we started today.
Yeah,
this is all good fun.
No,
That's the longest it's ever taken us to start an episode. But I'm your host, Brandt Goebel, joined by
Tyler.
and
Brennan
and we're going to talk a little bit tonight about the HEREDIANO debacle, Seattle, and what else are we going to chat about?
Oh, we
Probably
got
the
so much
Crawley
going on.
Town defeat. Sorry,
Oh,
spoilers.
jeez.
Yeah.
terrible.
Putting some stings in hearts and random trivia. We have a random trivia. We're going to start off with who is the first player ever to not be on Real Salt Lake to lead them in scoring for any length of time.
Seattle Sounders defensive player. What's his name?
Get a little bit of the new who. All right.
Who was our leading scorer for a long time. Till, he got tied up by the end of the game. But, just a fun little stat there.
Well, it seemed like the off season was forever, and we're just getting going, and we're already 3 games in to the season. Magically, it's so exciting. But let's talk real quick about the CS HEREDIANO fiasco. How do you?
So, for those of you just catching up, I like to do the quick recap. For
us,
people
Tyler.
not
Oh, yeah.
in the know.
Let's do the recap.
Okay, so Real Salt Lake last year took 3rd, and as a result, got an invitation to the CONCACAF Champions Cup, also known as the CCC. And so, as part of that, it's an intercontinental cup.
Yeah.
No South American teams, but Central Caribbean and North American teams. And as such, we got paired up with a home and away against CS Club Sporting HEREDIANO. Now, they're Costa Rican, so they play in Costa Rica.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yes. So we went down to Costa Rica to start the season before any MLS action, and we tied them 0-0 in a lackluster game played on a drainage pond with some. Okay, it wasn't as bad as
It
like
wasn't too bad.
where you grew up playing.
No, definitely
right?
not.
I mean,
yeah.
yeah,
At least it
wasn't
was
that bad.
level.
Kind of. You could tell that the ball was taking some weird bounces and some weird bumps.
But in no way, shape, or form should that field have anything to do with our play.
Correct. We should have been better, but 0-0 is fine. But that meant that if they came home and tied and
We would
scored, we would lose.
Yep.
Because away goals was the tiebreaker.
Are there many competitions with away goals still?
Not really.
There's a few here and there.
Yeah,
but I think
sparse.
because this one is one that has to end and they want action, you can't do the British thing and have a replay in 2 weeks. Like that crap can't happen on our continent.
Or
'Cause
penalty kicks.
Now we got to go back to Costa Rica, and that flight's just all the way across the.
Yeah, that's
it's
tough
too
stuff.
far. So, that doesn't work here. So we went down there. We 0-0 drawed them. We came back here, and how many easy chances did we have in that first half, Brandt? 8, 10?
I don't. It seemed like
3 tap-ins that we missed. Not like the goalie blocked them and came up big. Like we just missed the goal. 1-on-1 with the goalie, no one else around, missed the whole goal. 3-4 times?
Yeah, it was mind-numbingly, mind-boggling.
Shockingly bad.
Yeah, I
finishing.
don't know that I have, speaking about the game in whole, the game on that Wednesday, the second leg, I don't know that I've seen a worse game ever played by Real Salt Lake.
It was so bad that when we walked away from that, we just kind of were looking at each other like, did that just happen?
Tyler was so wound
Really?
up.
I was pissed. I was like,
pissed.
that's embarrassing. That is the most embarrassing loss we've ever had at home. This Costa Rican side is 3 notches down from RSL. Like, our MLS next team should beat these guys. Their coach was crying in the postgame. We were asking him questions, and he was like, it's just that I gotta believe in our team, and we just believed all the way to the very end. And I was like, this sucks so bad. Anyway.
Tyler was looking for a lawnmower. He wanted to go mow some lawn so bad. He was up, wandering around the press box, in and out.
Yeah, I was not happy. If we had not bounced back against Seattle, I don't know. I'd have been searching for a small cliff to fall off of.
What was the
Meaning like
what
2
was
to
the
3
issue?
feet.
What was the issue with that game? Where
Mark
were
Chuk-
the missing pieces?
Marchuk probably created 3 or 4 chances, 2 people to
Jago and all them.
Yeah, so we're creating, right? Luna on the other side? I can't remember.
He subbed in
game.
later.
Yeah, he subbed in later. Tyler Wolf, though, I think that kid's played his way into a role with this team. And for what we gave up to get that guy, I'm really digging him and his distribution. He missed one. He had an open shot at the top of the box and missed the whole goal, and then had one blocked later on, which was a better shot. But, man, what do we have, 25 shots?
28.
28, yeah. 28 shots and, like, 7 on goal. Like, we could not hit the broadside of the whole frickin' barn. It was so bad. Like, their keeper was like, have you ever played a game like that when you're just like, the other team sucks, but you can't score on them? You ever done that?
Oh, like nothing is working?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you go to kick it in at the 6, and you're just like, how did I miss that?
Yeah.
That was us the whole entire game.
It really was. It was really weird. The vibe in the stadium felt weird. The whole thing just felt
Yeah, because it wasn't part of the season ticket package, so it was about half full. So that felt weird. The crowd was kind of loud, but not like super loud. It was a strange.
I really
feeling.
expected RSL to just come. I guess they kind of did because they were creating more. There was some urgency, but not a lot. It didn't seem like.
And Ninjago got the third tap in worked, the third one.
And that was a nice goal. It was like out of nothing. All of a sudden, strung some passes together, hit a nice cross in. Jago.
Mark Juke hit it behind the defenders, and he just beat him to it and tapped it in.
And you thought, okay, there it is. Now we just need to get 2 or 3 more.
Yeah,
Right.
And it's coming, and it's coming, and it never came.
Never.
What was the issue in the box? Wasn't there
Kicking
a penalty
straight,
or
I guess?
something like that?
There was one play where Lachlan Brook went across. And just
Brooke played pretty well, by and large.
Yeah.
got leveled by a center.
Ball came in from the side. He took a touch to go by the center back, and the center back just ran him freaking over. And the Mexican referee, I say Mexican because that's the country he's from, he was the center ref, and he emphatically waved it away. And then the ball went out just after that, and Real was like, you're going to go check that, right? And he's like, no, play on. And he was like emphatically moving his arms around. And I was like, dude, we need to get to the point where the coach can throw a challenge flag or something, bro. Because that was so obvious. It was a penalty in every league, everywhere. I've made that play against forwards all the time. And I always shake my head like, I didn't do anything. He ran into me. But it was so obvious. And no VAR. But we did get bailed out from VAR later in the game.
Yeah, they did.
In the
What-
50-something minute?
Yeah, there was a play where they got their first goal, but it was called back because of
The guy just ran over
an RSL player was fouled at the start of the play.
Jago trapped the ball. The dude just shoved him over with 2 hands and then passed the ball up the field. And they went back and actually called that. So that was legit. But
It's legitness.
but it's our own fault. I mean,
RSL has lately, in the last season and a little bit this season, have had a history of making dumb plays deep in their defensive half, right?
yes.
And that's kind of what happened here.
Yeah, walk us through that.
So they go through and do some subs. They bring in Luna came in for Brooke, Ruiz came in for Gonzalez, who
He was
Wasn't
there? Did he even play? I mean, he played 69 minutes, and I think he had 5 touches on the ball. Maybe 10.
Which is
Was he playing our 10?
Yeah.
He
He was playing in the 10 position and
Well, he kept sliding out wide, and Brooke kind of took over the 10,
center. Yeah.
which is weird.
And
Well, yeah,
then
that's what he did the first game, right?
Yeah, but whatever.
Wolf came in for Mark Zook, and then
Ruiz was in for Gonzalez.
and Ojeda in for Anelli. So it looked like they were making some excuse me, some offensive, aggressive
Minded plays. Yeah.
subs.
Yeah, like let's go for this and finish him off.
And the ball there was a foul restart right in front of our goal at the top of the box. And Palacio, for some reason, decided to turn and dribble into 3 defenders.
Yeah, so Ojeda hit it to Palacio, but Palacio should have just played it out to Wolf. But Ojeda couldn't play it to Wolf because the one defender was in the way. So he's like, I'm going here so he can go there. Yeah. And he was wide open. And he was facing that way.
And so he
And
still
then he
decided
turns,
to keep
And
it.
instead, he let it run through his legs and turns on it blindly. And there's 3 guys behind him from the other team not hustling back on defense. Sorry, your story.
So then they turn. Tyler's wound up. So then they just kind of turn in. Then it's a free for all. It's like 5-on-1,
Oh.
and there wasn't anything really Cabral could do. They just turned and they ended up scoring at 1-0. Then
Well, Aguilar,
1-1.
the guy that scored was their best player. He was slow as molasses, but he was very skilled.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you knew as soon as that guy got the ball in the box, he was going to put it on frame.
So it was 1-1, and then after that, I think the mentality of the team really
Defeated.
Well, because
it came apart.
A 1-1 draw is a loss.
Yeah.
Right at that point, so we had to go for it,
Yeah.
and we did.
That's why
but,
Gozo came in.
Yeah, Vera and Gozo subbed in, and then
Yeah, but after that, it was just all Herediano and the histrionic. It was CONCACAF.
flopping, rolling, grabbing.
They brought out the
knees
stretcher one time.
Really?
Yeah, actually brought out the stretcher.
Yeah, and then they stretched him all the way off.
And then he was
sat him
fine.
down, and then he jumped up and ran out. They subbed him off.
Oh, I would.
Yeah,
Jeez.
I mean, and then he just jogged over to the bench.
So what caused the PK though?
So what happened was we were putting a lot of pressure on, had everybody forward, and they just had a counter.
Yeah, off a corner.
And so then the little guy out there kind of got one-on-one with Cabral, and Cabral just came out and wiped him out.
Well,
liked it.
Vera was trailing the play, and Vera's not our speedster. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He was the closest guy, and their guy was just faster than Vera. And so he came in, and Cabral had to come out because, as soon as they hit the box, you come out, whether they're
Yeah, you
there or
have to
not,
close
you gotta
the
do
distance.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he came out, and the guy just took a touch in rhythm, and Cabral just knocked him over.
Just to get a shot at a penalty.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then-
and I think he wanted to wipe him out too. I like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, he was frustrated.
Yeah.
I mean, he was probably as frustrated as the rest of us watching from the back because he played a really good game. And on the goal they scored in the first one in the 70th minute, he was just hung out to dry. It was like 3-on-1. You know what I mean?
Yeah, good thing you didn't pull Crystal Palace.
Ooh,
Yeah. Did you know
Millwall.
Millwall and Crystal Palace?
Yeah, on Mateta. Bro.
What a stupid.
Well,
stupid
and
play.
the keeper got the ball. So, I understand the yellow card.
Yeah, but if you get the ball when your foot is as
But
high
he got
as
the
their
ball
face,
here. He got the ball here at waist height. And then he followed through with cleats on his face. That's
25
a
stitches
red card.
to his ear. Yeah.
Bro went to the hospital straight out the game.
And the Millwall fans were saying, kill him, or he's dead, or something like that.
Yeah,
Something really disrespectful.
Well, I think
really bad chant. Hit him again, I think, is a bit much. We do that chant. I've heard that in the
Really?
in the South End. Hit him again. Hit him harder, or something like that.
Hit him again. Hit him again. Harder.
All right, so we're
let's
going to kiss our opportunity goodbye.
There goes the Champions Cup.
There goes the Champions Cup.
Forget that. We didn't want it anyway.
We need to reassess, reevaluate, get our...
One thing before we get too far away from that is I was really concerned with the starting lineup.
Why?
Because I would have put everything on that game. If you're serious about being in the competition, that's gonna end up putting a star on your chest and sending you to play some of the best teams in Europe. I would have subs they made. I would have started the better players.
So then if you cut to Seattle is a heavily rotated team because of all of their extracurriculars.
Their CCC stuff.
Do you think that Pablo is just trying to protect his job by prioritizing the main season, or?
I think it was calculated. I think that they believe that, like Tyler pointed out, they should win. There's no excuse for not beating Herediano, no matter
even with our B team.
Even with their B team,
right?
But the way after this San Jose game, I would have put all my eggs in this basket because you have to win the game.
Well,
but with that lineup, who's the weak spot? Who's the bad player
for
there?
Herediano?
No, for us.
Well, I think you have Vera in. Let's see. Yeah, well, you had Vera in and Henry. I think you could question Palacio being in, but also maybe it's just Luna.
Okay, I got an unpopular opinion.
Put Luna in and Mark.
Oh, I know. I think you should definitely put Luna in and Mark Juke, and then Ajago. Diogo's got to be in there. But I don't think Palacio is the way we need to control the middle. He gives up a lot of possession. Like if you look at last year, that was one of the things that he really struggled with. He was great at distribution, but a lot of times he was making silly decisions with the ball and just getting dispossessed.
Well, especially when you compare it to the Seattle game and how Anelli and Ojeda just on the middle
boy, like it is going to be so hard for Ruiz and Palacio to come back in the field. Like they lock it up, and especially like their creativeness in the middle with the ball in the air. They were doing like kicks over people. They were heading it. They were it was a great showing from them.
I like Junkwa. I like having a quality
defender as
a left back, but I think Catranis. I think Catranis on that side would have been murder for Herediano.
Oh my gosh! Okay,
Junko got in the box a couple times and should have shot, but it's like the other team knew he was a defender and they kind of let him.
Against Seattle, Catranis is the best left back out of everybody we've ever had. I don't care what you say. The best left back right now is Catranis. His ability to move up the field wisely, and especially getting open at Seattle. I mean, there was that touch that Diogo didn't see where Catranis was completely open. He gets up the field. He's super great trying to get the ball back. I mean...
Yeah, there were a couple times they missed each other. Him and Diogo missed each other down line. It was open.
Diogo's not used to having some option to the left like that.
Right.
And it's so good. But I think Catranis is the whole reason why we're so comfortable with 3 in the back and a possibility of 2 in the back, like they were wanting. But I have a very unpopular opinion I want to talk about. Can I talk about?
Yeah.
One of your boys, in my opinion, sucks.
My boys?
Yeah.
Which one?
Just guess.
Bodie?
Yep.
At midfielder, I think he does.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, why is he in? And when you looked at the rest of the roster, though, who was there, you can kind of see why. So here was the bench, right?
Well, let's start with the starting lineup.
Let's do that. Let's get back into the normal stuff.
So Herediano sucked. That was a terrible game.
Screw them. Who cares?
We live on.
45 shots.
We live and we learn.
I think people were really concerned, really curious to see what RSL team came out against Seattle, and I was pleasantly surprised. But the starting lineup was Cabral, then across the back, Brown, Quinton, Glad, and Catranis, Anelli and Ojeda in the middle, Mark Zook, Luna, and Gonsalves in the middle, Luna playing the 10, and Piol
Ariath Pule.
Got the start up top from all the way from Australia. So that was your starting lineup against a somewhat rotated Seattle team. They didn't have their starting top two.
They had their starting goalie and one of their starting center backs.
Rolled on.
And then knew who can play center back and outside, so can Bell. And then they had a little bit of a rotated side across there, but they still had Rusnak and Rothrock and Jordan Morris and Vargas and Roldan. I mean, it's not a bad team for sure.
They have, but Seattle hasn't won here since like 2011.
We kind of own them, especially at the Riot. It's like we are not going to let our boys come back here. We're like, oh yeah, Rusnak, you think you're cool?
We're going to turn you into a fruit snack, Rusnak.
We are. And then we're going to point at Freddie Juarez.
He was in the booth next to us, in the press box. And I was walking up the stairs, and there's
down
Freddie.
On the field.
And I was this close to saying, Freddie, hey, are you going to stick around for the whole game? But I didn't. I thought, man, that's probably.
So instead, we just tweeted it.
You guys are evil. Oh, man.
I know. We got to have some decorum. You don't want to get kicked out the first game there.
Right. Hey, do you think Freddie's going to make it the whole game, or do you think he might leave early?
So it was a different team that showed up. The mentality, the attitude. It looked like a team
the fan base was different, too. Yeah. I mean, the stadium was full. It was midday. It was 2:30 kickoff,
it was slightly warm.
It's kind of warm. Yeah. Yeah, it was a different feel for sure.
Well, I think the triangle in the center is the most impressive that I've seen, which is the Nelly, Ojeda, and Luna. And then finally, after I don't even know how many games, Diogo decided to be a key piece in any sort of distribution or movement. He still was a little hesitant. I mean, that's me being picky. But
I would say he disappears for parts of the game.
He does.
He goes and stands by a good defender and just he doesn't show or something.
He has a different cadence on the field than Diego Luna, who was just absolutely overworking every single person on the pitch.
Yeah.
But finally, you're seeing what he's capable of doing with his distribution. And, I mean, he did have a couple shots on goal. One of them kind of got deflected and went straight to the goalie. But it was still nice to see.
It kind of reminds me of Alvaro Saverio a little bit. If he can kind of make that, flip that switch, you know what I mean? Because remember, Sabo wasn't the guy that would run the balls down in the corner. He would leave that to Fabian Espindola or Robbie Finley or whoever was playing off of him. You know, those extra guys right in there. And he would be like, that ball's going to the corner, and the other forwards on the other side, because we had two forwards at the time, right? And so he would just be like, I'm not running that down. That's a waste of my good breath at this point. You know what I mean? And so some fans didn't like him because they thought he was, lazy. But he showed up when it counted. And that's what Gonzalez is going for.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe, but he showed up a little bit more in the Seattle game. But I think there's a little bit of a ways to go with him to figure out if he's going to.
What's his identity?
Yeah, or is he going to? He doesn't look like a player that is going to imprint himself on the game a lot. The game's got to come to him. The team has to come to him. If there's a player or two with him that partners up, they understand each other. Then I think he's going to shine a lot more, but he's not demonstrative. He's not going to get out there. Although he did have some good defensive plays, it was a better performance for sure.
And our passes were crisp. I don't know if it was just the afternoon air or what.
Well, Nelly and Ojeda having the ball was really, really nice. And then Luna's gained a nice bit of confidence to hold the ball a little bit longer and keep the ball a little bit longer. He was doing tons of step overs and like mini touches, and gosh, he was so good. But I wanted to talk about Ari, because
let's talk about
this guy.
Ari.
If we're putting him Ajago and Puyol, I honestly, even though he didn't get a goal, I am so excited for Puyol with his marking and his being able to play off the defender. He was exciting and he was quick.
Yeah.
He was a lot quicker than Ajago.
And he had that soft touch when they played him the ball. Like, he would bring it down softly so many times. And I was like, he's got a much better touch than Django does.
Yeah, and I think the distribution from everybody else to him wasn't as great as what was later in the game.
Yeah.
I think at the beginning of the game, Ari kind of came up with some things that other people wouldn't be able to touch.
Yeah, I was excited by that for sure.
Well, do we want to talk about the goal?
No,
the
not
first
really.
half?
Not really.
The first goal?
Yeah, the first goal was a beautiful cross. Is it?
Yeah, and Luna was making a back post run, to be fair. So if he just, like, ducks out of the way of that cross, Luna's on it at the back post.
Yeah.
Right? He's lining that up. And I kind of went back and did some geometry. No, I didn't. I did not calculate a single thing. I just went, Luna totally would have got that, bro. And he might have. I don't know. Yeah.
Well,
the keeper, he took it. Fry was going to catch the ball.
Yeah, he was going to get it.
He was sliding out to catch it.
I have never once seen a center back play, like, I don't know, because...
Well, he plays outside back, but
he was playing
into
center.
the center for a minute.
I have never seen any defender in the box head the ball down to then pass it to a goalie. I've never once seen that.
No, they like head it down to take the steam out of it, and then it hits the ground and takes a little more steam out of it, and then the goalie catches it, right? That's the idea.
The idea, but it's so not normal. That is not
you don't head that inside the post, you head it outside the post.
Yeah, you do
just
everything.
In case.
Yeah, you'd rather sacrifice a corner than have that opportunity. And Homeboy just
put it
straight
off the side
down,
of his
and
head.
then Fry, being the amazing goalkeeper he was, decided to be like, "Hey, let's let it go in. I'm not
just
going to
fall
communicate."
over and pretend to swing at it.
Yeah, he's like, "I got a new haircut. I don't need to listen or
High and
speak."
tight, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Couldn't have happened to a better guy.
I know.
No, could not.
I mean,
Love
geez.
scoring on that guy.
So RSL up 1-0. I don't think they cared how that ball went in, who put it in. They got a goal, and I think it was a nice release for the club
To then just play more relaxed.
And Seattle, like we said, didn't really look like they were that first half putting a lot of pressure on, but
Let's give a round of applause for Ferreira. Huh?
Jesus
Ferreira.
boy.
I mean, that guy.
way to come in. I didn't even know he came in.
So not there. I am so happy.
He really just didn't show up. I mean, he was in the game, but I think he kicked the ball 3 times.
Yeah, that was incredible.
It was great.
I mean, that's who should be
Him
on the
and Joe
U.S. team
Rogan.
for sure.
I mean, Joe Reagan.
Joe Reagan. Who's Joe Reagan?
Oh, not Joe.
Reagan.
Reagan.
He's raging.
No, he's their big center back that is usually in.
Oh, that's right.
He came in at the end and knew who came out, and then Bell went and slid out to left back.
1-0 at halftime. Do we want to get to anything else in the first half? We want to jump to halftime? What?
We totally did not go off of the first half.
Right? So who was your first half orange slice there, Brennan?
If you're following along, good luck.
Yeah. We're jumping all over the place.
Yeah.
Just like the random fans we are.
Absolutely. First half, are we doing the whole game or first half?
Well, you can do the whole game. We were just talking about the first half. If there's anything else we want to talk about in the first half, there was the one time where who fell over the ball? You told me to write it down.
Oh,
in the 13th minute.
In the 13th ball.
I have an MLS contract.
In the 13th minute. So their player came over, and I think it was Quentin and Brown. Quentin and Brown kind of were like, "You got it, I got it," like one of those, like,
oh yeah.
And their guy kind of snuck in the middle, but he just kicked it straight out of bounds. And so it was like all 3 of them just kind of looked like, no, really, I have an MLS contract, right? So if you go rewatch the 13th minute, that's my no, really, I have an MLS contract moment.
And they did put the ball in the back of the net on a corner kick early.
Yes.
Good. Luckily, it was offside.
Yeah,
I knew who scored on both sides.
Yeah.
No, it was the other guy. The guy that was playing wing, that bigger
Manungu?
guy, 93, 94. Manungu, yeah.
Manungu, who I was in the first half, I'm watching it, and I was really surprised that Seattle spent so much time going after Catranis.
They did?
Yeah, they were trying to like wear him down or something.
It was Catranis and Manungu. They were going back and forth, and they were just kind of ignoring Browns, like they didn't even watch tape. Did you not watch the San Jose game? I thought
everything went down that side.
They were just going to be over there harassing him, but no, he's like, they felt bad for him. I don't know, but they did. It seemed like Catranis and Manungu were having a really good battle there in the first half.
Okay, well, let's do orange slices. I'm going to say this person because I don't think you guys will. But I would say Cutranis was the star of the game.
First half or whole game?
Whole game.
Whole game. Nice.
Yeah, I'm going to put him on the top of my list.
You kind of already said why, but anything else? Do you have like a high top fade or any
Like
style
a nice
points?
burst fade going around. No, he's got some sweet tats on his hand.
Oh, okay.
Oh, man, I just
Good vibes all around.
He owned them. Like, he beat their right back so many times around.
And he took their speedy guy out of the game.
Yeah. Like,
And he's not that fast.
no. So
it was very
I
savvy.
would put Cutranis on the whole game.
Very savvy. Savvy?
Yeah.
All right.
Brandt?
I would like to. I'm going with Cabral.
Oh my gosh, you're such a fanboy.
I know. You got to have a man crush.
Is he your new man crush?
Yeah, he's my new man crush.
Seriously.
Since Matt,
No more
Bye,
tree
Crooks.
around.
Hello, Cabral.
Matt left me. Come on, Matt.
Left me for another
You left me for another.
red tiger.
So what was so great about Cabral?
Cabral, I think he is I think he's going to be the best keeper we've had since Ramondo.
Really?
Yeah.
You said that like we were supposed to go.
That's crazy.
Well, we haven't had a lot of great keepers.
Isn't
since
he our
Ramondo.
DP?
I don't know.
At the moment,
no,
no?
we don't have a DP besides.
His distribution is excellent. Tyler pointed out, man, he's found our center forward 4 times in a row. Like on the goal we'll get to in the second half, he drops it right on his chest. He's very calm back there. I think he wants to get the offense going a lot quicker.
Yeah.
And he wants to get the ball out, and he's made some great saves. And he just looks like a real keeper back there. Not that
Solid. Definitely solid.
You don't worry about him getting the yips like McMath is like he can play out of the back. He's super confident. I really think we found somebody there.
Okay,
Yeah.
that was a surprise.
Yeah, no, I like that because he did have good distribution and he had 2 quality saves. Probably should have made both of them, but he did. But he made them, Wasn't one of those where it like flipped through his hands awkwardly, Like
we're not
he's
talking about-
dialed in. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Ari up top. Pure.
Dang it! So we're not even gonna say Luna, even though it was like
No, Luna was good, but I don't know. I just think Pure brought a new depth I hadn't seen before from this team, and that's why it was different. Luna brings that consistency. Although I still like the fact that we didn't go with the short corner. We just lobbed him in a few.
Yeah.
And Brown almost scored.
Yeah.
Remember that one? Brown got
Brown
the header
can
on
get
it.
up there,
Yeah.
man.
Late in the first half.
He got a good header on that and made them have a good save. But yeah, I think Pule has this confidence to take people on, even though they're bigger, stronger, whatever. He's faster, he's savvy, and shifty. He's got that little shifty thing. Plus, he connected the midfield with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He
didn't
played
get stretched.
good passes. He held the ball up and waited till he could make a good pass. Where I think sometimes, our boy
Jago?
up top, he gets a little nervous and tries to pass too fast. You know what I mean? Take that extra half second and make sure it's a quality pass. And I think that Ari's going to bring that to us. And then maybe Ari does that up front, and then, Ajago comes in for the finishing touch or the, later skater, whatever.
Yeah, but you got to give it up to Anelli, Ojeda, and Luna.
Yeah.
They were the backbone of that whole game.
Yeah. And it just that new dimension of adding Ari to it, and the consistency of the passing around those guys was solid. It was very good.
It did seem like the wingers, like Diogo in particular, was able to really help Ari find new angles, which we haven't seen.
Yeah.
Because I didn't like how stretched we were in Herediano. How do you say it? Herediano?
And Marchuk kept making good runs because he knew Ari was going to hold the ball up.
Mm-hmm.
So he would start making that run, and then Ari played him into space multiple times,
Yeah.
which set up other people and progressed RSL down the field. And it made it so Seattle couldn't do what they wanted to do in this game. Mm-hmm. They kept trying to do certain things, and we kept taking the ball from them.
Yeah.
And we held the ball. I think it was 52-47, right, on possession. So I think a big part of that was our forward play.
I agree with that.
So
And it was a different team. I think whatever they did during the week for practice in between Wednesday and Saturday worked. And they came out with a lot of confidence, and they seemed a little bit more relaxed. Maybe there was a lot of self-induced pressure.
For the CONCACAF?
Being in CONCACAF after 10 years for a long time. So, yeah, I was really pleased with that. I'm sure everybody was pleased that that's how it turned out. So, anything else on halftime?
No.
So the second half started. Seattle made some changes right off the bat. Paul Arriola came in, who he really likes to score against RSL.
yeah, he usually plays well against us.
And Pedro de la Vega came in, who is one of their DPs.
Yeah,
He had a bright
player.
start last season. Then he ended up with some injuries, kept him out for much of the season. So, but they're a good player, and they made a difference right off the bat.
Yeah.
Seattle kind of had the run of play for about 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, the start of the second half.
They really put the pressure on, but RSL responded, so that was really nice. And it was kind of going back and forth. It kind of had. I was getting kind of concerned that it might have a 2-1 Seattle come from behind victory kind of written on it, or a 1-1 draw. You know, there was. They didn't really feel all that dangerous, but it was just like one mistake away. It felt like, and maybe I was just reading a little bit too into that, but because
Yeah, probably.
A little PTSD.
maybe
Yeah.
it's PTSD, but I felt like maybe RSL was just playing a little bit of fire,
Well,
and they definitely wanted to get a result for sure.
and Seattle's a good team.
Yeah.
And they made a good run in the playoffs last year and played really well down the stretch. They have a couple new faces and I think they're trying to make a run in the CCC, and they could easily. They have the horses for it.
What would you rather have? Would you have a CONCACAF Championship, or would you rather have an MLS?
So I think the fan base in general wants an MLS championship, but I think the Intercontinental Championship for me would
far
be
more.
better.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
Especially beating a Mexican team in the final, just the cherry on top, right? Because that's how they're setting up the tournament. Well, that one and the other one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the mid-season
The
tournament.
Leagues Cup.
Leagues Cup.
Yeah, I think the CONCACAF Champions Cup, that's what you want to win. You want to win that. Because just what it could do for your club, not only winning it and putting something in your trophy case, but opening you up to the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Because if you go out there, I mean, Seattle is the only MLS club to ever advance and win.
They go to that.
To go to the Club World Cup. And they got boat raced out of there pretty quick. But if you were to go in there and make a splash, it could really open it up. Kind of like what RSL has done with Andres Gomez
Oh, yeah.
and Barajas and developing a few players and selling them on. That kind of puts you on the map. Imagine going back there and playing well against Barcelona or the other regions.
Yeah, I think they played. Didn't Seattle play Real Madrid or something like that? And
Well,
like it was
but it wasn't
close,
even
and
there.
then it was like 5-0 at the end or something, 5-1 or something. Yeah,
So, yeah, it would be. But I think what you want is a club that competes for this all the time.
Yeah,
Right.
not those little spurts.
Yeah, and that's not just making the playoffs. It goes when you're focused on just making the playoffs and not saying, hey, you know what, we want to be a player past North America. I think that goes a long way in really developing the club, but also all the things that make your club even better. The fan base gets bigger. The fan base gets more involved. So I think they missed a huge opportunity. The next step, we'll see how Herediano does against the Galaxy and Seattle.
Oh, what?
They'll probably just get worked, bro.
And it'll be even worse. It'll be 10-2 or something.
Yeah,
But and Seattle's out to play Cruz Azul, so good for them.
But that's the theme of the team, right? Is to consistently compete for championships, right? So if they're being consistent and they're competing for championships, that's all you can do to be a good club, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think, and that reminds me of the season ticket holder meeting. Now, they asked us not to video and not to specifically quote them from the season ticket holder meeting.
But generally, you can give an idea about what was talked about.
But those of you that showed up, it was fun to meet you and talk to you and rub shoulders, Dunny came and sat by me, and then David James came and sat by me. And I was like, oh, that's good. I'm like the big brother of, of Dunny and like the little brother for David James, I'm like right in that range. So. But no, it was good. It was good because Scott came, and Scott's in the ownership
Trace.
group. Yep, and he's into RSL. Like we thought ownership was disconnected. That's not the case, right? Scott, what's his last name?
Krase, Krase.
Yeah, he knew all about it. He was pissed we lost to HEREDIANO. He was feeling the heat from that. He was like, "That's the worst loss I've seen in a long time." Like, you don't lose games like that. Like, he was, like, fired up still. And I was like, good. We have an owner that cares, And then he came in the press box, or the press room.
The John Jenner press room.
Yeah. After, and congratulated Pablo on the win. Because Pablo was in there when he was coming by and wanted to tell him congrats. And didn't say hi to us, but he said hi to Pablo. He loved. So, yeah, if you go watch the post-game show, it's posted out there a few different places. We get interrupted, and I was, like, ready to ask a question, and Scott barged in, which is cool. He owns the team. It's his stadium. It's his team. So go ahead, And then Pablo kind of almost blushed, and then he left, and I was like, hey.
I think they said it was his 50th victory with RSL.
Nice. Yeah, so that's not nothing.
Yeah.
So anyway, back to the game.
Yeah.
It's like new season. We're rusty.
Yeah.
That would have been a great thing to talk about at halftime.
Right.
But thanks for remembering.
We should talk about that goal, though, that killed off the game.
Well, before we do there, I think... Well, I thought it was...
What do you mean before we
do? I was going to say this. There's some subs that they made. And I thought I liked the subs. I thought that RSL was starting to play... not let the game get away from them. Seattle was playing well, and they made some subs. Junkwell came in for Catranis. Hidalgo came in for Mark Zook, which I don't understand that one. And then Ajago came in for Piol. But it seemed to work.
Well, what about Quinton?
Hidalgo came in and basically just held down that wing on defense.
No, dude. Oh, man.
He would get the ball and just dribble straight up the field.
Oh, my gosh.
And then pass it back.
What, did he have, like, 3 or 4 opportunities to...
And he didn't even shoot it.
Oh, my goodness,
I know.
man.
It was not his best outing at right mid.
Well, see, I'm on the opposite side of that. These subs are not fully making sense to me. Sam Junqua, I mean, he did have some good touches. What is the point of getting rid of...
Lock down the left side.
Like, it's almost like, hey, I got to use subs now. And why are we putting in Vera later in the game when he is more of a, like, physical, could get a yellow card? Like, that's the guy that should start, and then we take him out.
Because Quentin was starting to cramp up. He grabbed his feet like this a few times.
Yeah. But then the
stretching out his calves and stuff.
Is a little weird. I know Piol is not 100%, so that's why he went out.
And then Javane Brown went out in the 81st minute.
Yeah, Henry came in.
Yeah, and Kobe Henry. I like that guy.
I don't think he's at the level yet where he can start, but he is promising.
Yeah, he's good, and he's into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's dialed in. I like that.
Well, I thought, I was really surprised. Well, I was surprised Gozo wasn't even on the 18. Wolf was in the 18, and I was surprised that Wolf didn't come in. Maybe,
yeah, me too. I was like, oh,
maybe
man.
they just wanted Hidalgo to go in and just kind of lock it down and not keep us from getting stretched
with negative passes and
I didn't understand that one.
There was booing on my side of the field. Like,
Well, I am
For
not a
him?
Hidalgo
that
fan.
the third one where he was like way open, he was like a 1-on-1 and he had options and he could have sent
just
something,
slowed down.
and then he stopped, waited for 2 more defenders to get in line. They literally
Oh,
like
no,
I was in
like,
section
no,
3 for some
Bodie,
reason,
no.
and
Stop it, dude.
people were standing up, going, "What the heck are you doing?" Just like so pissed off at him.
Yeah, I am not. I'm with you there. I am not a Hidalgo fan. I am not a fan of the right back situation at Real Salt Lake.
You're not a fan of the center back situation?
The right back,
You're not a fan of the center back situation either.
I think they could be improved. Yes.
You're not a Glad fan.
I think Henry's going to be good. So,
Wow.
so it did look like though that the subs, even though they were,
You subbed 3 guys on the back line, dude. That's
Wait a second.
gutsy.
Did you see who we missing?
That's gutsy,
yeah,
bro.
Danny Musovsky.
Musovsky.
Yeah, the Moose.
The Moose is not loose.
They didn't turn him loose on us.
I
No,
wonder if he's getting paid enough. Do you think he's getting paid
hopefully.
enough?
I mean, that's why he left,
I mean, he's
right?
getting paid something. Something
Hopefully
more
he's got
than
a
he
different-
would have made here. So.
Hopefully he's got a different agent.
Yeah.
Really
I
screwed
heard
him
that
over.
was part of it.
And then, like we mentioned, Ferreira came in, and then Reagan came in for New Who. But
And then right at the end, Ajago just cracked Roldan in the knee.
Oh, I didn't even
Did you
see
see
that.
that?
Uh-uh.
And then the ref, he was down for a good 2, almost 3 minutes, and then he popped up, and then he called the game, which was funny because there probably should have been a minute or 2 of extra time, but because we were up by 2,
Yeah, there's no
they were
point.
just like, yeah, you might get one back. but
let's
it
talk
doesn't
about the
matter.
goal. What were your thoughts on the
Oh,
goal?
we're finally to the goal. Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Cool. It was
cool.
good. Good job, Diogo, getting Ajago open. Kind of a weak finish. I don't like seeing the finish on the ground like that.
What?
Well, I mean, if you take
Cabral, first of all, Cabral, right?
Cabral,
Praise him.
that
Good ball.
Sends
was
a great-
beautiful.
great ball, Ajago got in front of his defender early, which was really good. Got the ball down. Did just a give and go like you should, like classic soccer. Give a go to Diogo. Diogo takes kind of like 1 or 2 touches, sends it through.
Timed him so nicely.
It was kind of the same goal Ajago had in the preseason. And
And what did I say, Brandt? Take a touch, have a shot. And that's exactly
listen,
what he did.
That is so crazy. So, like, do you have an earpiece or something that all these players have? Is that
Yeah,
what it is? You're
yeah.
just like, you just see him in
It's
the press box?
telepathic.
Bro, take a touch,
Take
have
a
a
touch.
shot.
Take a touch.
have a
Hidalgo,
shot.
Hidalgo,
Little
don't go
touch,
forward, Hidalgo.
Little touch, have a shot.
I need you to
Hidalgo,
stop, Hidalgo.
Turn
Can you also
around
can you
and
pierce
just
your
slow down.
Pierce one more ear. You already have
You
3.
need
I
4
need
more
you to pierce
piercings.
another one. All right, Pablo, can you wear your jacket, please? Thanks.
Well,
And-
I thought it was. I liked how he took it early.
But I see.
So what's the complaint on the goal? Because I think he beat Fry, got it in the corner. The problem lately, the problem lately with RSL players has been they have taken too many touches
Yeah,
and
I
dribbled
agree.
it right into the box. And
Okay.
So he was confident. He had it on his left foot. He made his first touch with his right. He set it up for his left. He sized up Fry, and he's like, I have my corner, and I'm putting it there, and this game is over.
So the way Fry
it.
introduced his shape or being big was the only reason why that was actually okay.
Right.
If it was a better goalie, they're leading with their feet and they're going big with their hands. A lot of times, that is going to be blocked with a foot. And seeing him reach with his hand and barely get to it, and it was all on the ground, that is not a finish that is going to be successful throughout the season. So statistically, I don't like the finish. Because if that is his
understand.
finish,
Yeah.
we are going to miss a lot of opportunities. I would like to see him slightly get some lift on that ball and curl it like he did.
So he doesn't get toe poked on
He doesn't
the
get toe poked,
kick out.
and the goalie actually has to make a good save. Kind of like in the World Cup with what's his bucket from Argentina.
Yeah.
You know, that's the kind of stuff I want to see. But it was still great. Love
Yeah.
his celebration.
And in
though.
the corner,
Yeah.
you like the wolf. Not a wolf. It's a bear. The bear.
he turns into a bear.
He's
Oh, he
I'm
does.
a bear.
Right. Something to do with a bear.
Yeah, because I have to find my way up through the tough way through life. You know, kind of that reminder to himself that he's come a long ways.
That's good.
Yeah, and even coming through I think, Nashville's academy or whatever.
Oh,
You know, he
Isn't
kind
an
of.
academy player from Nashville?
I don't know if he was academy or just,
In the
came
club.
up through
Yeah, he was in the club. Yeah.
Nashville, and He's like, and now I'm here. That's what he's like. I'm here now, right now. That's the tap on the wrist, and then the, point to I'm here now.
Cool.
Trying to enjoy where he's at in life. So
Yeah. Score more. Let's go.
yeah, score more. Keep celebrating like that. Have your own thing. I love it.
So 2-0 victory for Real Salt Lake, which was very,
Well deserved.
very kind of a methodical victory.
Yes, indubitably.
Indubitably. Wow, now you're going with the big English words?
Oh, I was just trying to be funny like him.
Indubitably.
So Tom Bogert.
Oh,
Go
Mr.
Tom.
Rumor, sir?
Yeah, there was some rumors about what they were going to be getting.
Adelante, caballero.
Real Salt Lake is on the search, and they are reaching out to certain players and.
Well, I think one of them was Brian White, who scored twice against the Galaxy.
Brian White, but he
Yeah,
also
he's
just
not
re-upped
available.
his
Yep.
contract, so that's not going to happen. Duncan
Yeah.
Duncan is
McGuire.
an option. Yeah,
Duncan
Duncan
McGuire.
But
McGuire.
I think he struggles with some injuries.
And
does,
I
and
think he's out.
I think so too.
I don't think we're going to get him, is what I
No,
mean.
but the one that really made me happy was from Minnesota.
What?
Guess who?
Oliver Shea?
Oluwaseyi.
Really?
Yeah, he's in the possibilities of being bought, and I thought I remember him being transferred, but I guess he didn't last year.
Yeah.
I thought he was part of somebody getting sold. But yeah, so apparently RSL has been reaching out to those clubs to possibly do a trade before April.
And I think they're trying to bring in an American striker. Kind of an idea, because all of our international slots are taken.
We have like 13. I looked at the
We have
roster
so
when it
many
came out.
international
We have like
slots.
13 international
And that doesn't count
slots.
Vera or Ruiz, because they both got green cards this year.
Oh, they did?
So, yeah,
Nice.
that's why we're able to bring in, those striker fellas.
Yeah, so it was going to be Duncan McGuire, Brian White, also Willie Agata, and Tani Oluwase.
Big Willie.
Yep, but I know for sure two of those guys are
Yeah,
out.
I think that Oluwaseyi would be.
Oluwaseyi.
Would be.
He's like a better Anderson Julio.
Yeah.
Like way better finisher, gets behind super fast, and
Works hard, plays
he
hard.
comes off the bench and he's good.
Stupid Minnesota for not giving him to us.
Yeah.
But the other thing that I noticed was we signed Barea. Did you see that? Jesus Barea? But
a
he
good
has
player.
to be assigned to the
Monarchs.
lower team because we don't have an open slot for him on the international roster. So he can only come and play 4 games for us before we have to make a roster move to get him.
He's a good draft pick.
Yeah.
He's a really talented player.
Oh,
yeah, and you saw him in preseason a few times, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he can really be a presence there out of nowhere.
I'm still sad though.
About what?
Andrew Brody.
Yeah?
Yeah, we never talked about him in the last.
Yeah, like
He did find a home.
where'd he go?
Sporting Kansas City.
Are you
Yeah.
serious?
Yeah, he traded in his claret and cobalt for blue on blue stripes.
Is he even gonna start?
I don't know. I think he did play because they were something. I don't know. They're in
What a
last
good
place
guy,
right now.
though. I mean, that guy was such a good guy.
Okay, they're not last place. Houston's last place on goal differential. But there are 4 teams in MLS with 5 teams that are 0 points. 6 teams. Holy crap.
No, 3.
3. Yeah, one of them.
Oh, I was looking at
Seattle
wins.
has-
Yeah.
They're all winless. Okay, 6 teams that are winless. Colorado, St. Louis, Seattle, Sporting, LA Galaxy, and Houston Dynamo all have no wins. And Sporting, Galaxy, and Houston all have no points.
And San Diego FC, they had a nice victory to start the season, and they had their home opener. They did have some issues with. They need to talk to their fans about using
Derogatory
appropriate language.
Excuse me.
Who is this?
San Diego,
San Diego.
Oh yeah.
They did
our
the
next
goal
RSL's
kick
next
chant.
opponent.
Oh, and they had to put it on the sign.
Yeah. Don't say mean words, even in Spanish. We know what it means.
We got a translator.
And Jasper Lofson found a home there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
he's
watched the
played
highlights.
both games.
Yeah.
Good job, Jasper.
Have a kid?
Because Colorado traded him.
Yeah. Well,
He got picked in the expansion.
Expansion draft.
Ah.
And
Yeah,
San
man.
Diego looks like it's going to be a decent side. probably end up fighting for a playoff spot. They got Chucky Lozano and the RSL killer, Boateng. Over there.
Little speedy Boateng. And then their other DP dude looks pretty good, too. At least he did against the Galaxy. So, I mean, we'll see if they can keep it stringing together.
Team. Yeah, it's still expansion side. I mean.
But after 2 games, RSL are a -2 goal differential and 3 points on the season in a solid 8th place.
Yep.
So far, Brandt is winning the bet.
He's going to lose that. Don't worry.
And Saturday against San Diego is a must-win. Already a must-win.
We got to get to 60 points, baby.
Yeah,
60 points.
We got to get there. So, time for the Come On Crawley update.
Dun, dun, dun.
Come on.
Oh, man. Crawley. We might be done.
Yep.
I am just so... I was so perplexed that I didn't even watch this game on Saturday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's the first game I haven't watched all season.
I think I should give you a yellow card for that.
I think I should get one. We ended up losing 2-0 at home to Cambridge, who was in last place. So.
Oh, that's a red card then, man.
And 2 red cards. Oh my gosh. So, although, yeah, if you look at the standings, they
got 2 red cards. Both teams got red cards.
Yeah, I don't know.
Besides you getting a red card. You got a red card, and they both got red cards?
Yeah, it was...
wow. But Birmingham's in first place.
Birmingham.
And RSL, but Crawley Town's their roster spend is $2.2 million. They're competing against other clubs that are just...
I mean, you keep bringing that up that's going to help them get points, Brandt, you know? Yeah. Doesn't matter what your roster size is. It matters if you win points.
Luton Town got all the way to the Premier League, baby.
Yeah, Luton.
And they weren't spending a lot of money.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a frustrating day. I'm kind of glad I needed a mental health break to.
Yikes.
Not although funny story, Crawley related. We're sitting in the press box next to some of the other. We were next to one of the other podcasts, Trevor, and he goes, "Is that a Crawley Town screensaver?" And I said, "Yeah, you know Crawley Town?" And he says, "Yeah, I think it was 2014 in the 5th round, the highest point. Some really happy Crawley fans played Manchester United, 5th round of the FA Cup."
Nice.
And he has just kind of been following them tangentially there.
Nice.
Since then, so
wait,
what are the odds?
Tangentially follow them?
Tangentially.
Do you do gently
I feel like on his
tans?
spare time, he says, "What's a random word that I can use a thesaurus?"
Kind of like on the tangent, right? He's not really watching them. He's not a fan. He just kind of follows. Just kind of checks in on
Do you
them.
get bored of regular words?
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Speaking of gently, you can transition to the Premier League, or are we done talking about that? We done talking about college?
Yeah,
can we transfer to the Premier League?
Oh, one other thing, though. Scott Lindsay, former coach, left them to go to MK Dons. Looking for a job.
No way.
Again, already?
They let MK Dons let him go.
That's what
and
I'm saying,
like,
man.
Bring him back.
It's like, if they, what's the word?
Tangentially.
If they gently to you, they gently about you.
That's true. It's very true, wise words.
So, good luck. What was his name? Scott Christopher?
Scott Lindsay.
Scott Lindsay.
Scott Lindsay.
Scott Christopher's the movie guy. All right. Arsenal took a step backwards.
Yeah, buddy.
And are now 13 points clear of the top.
Yeah.
Not at the top, below the top. They're still in second place, which kind of sucks, but...
That's where they finish.
That's what they do.
Hey.
It's how they live at the Arsenal. They just can't get the guns to fire at the right moments. Come on, you gunners. Anyway, 54 points. They still have a ridiculous goal differential of 28, but Liverpool's at 40 goal differential.
Yeah, it's over, isn't it?
20 wins for Liverpool and only 15 for the Ars.
What a boring season.
A little bit. But the fun part is that Man City are in 4th. So they are not near the top 2. And that is fantastic.
And Nottingham Forest. having a heck of a season in third place.
Yeah, they. If you watch the Arsenal Nottingham Forest game, it was almost like I think Nottingham had 3 or 4 shots, and Arsenal had like 20. It was almost as bad as the Herediano game, except Nottingham's still a Premier League team, and we played it.
And it looks like the bottom 3 that came up, they're just cashing checks. They aren't interested in staying in the league.
Southampton sucks.
Ipswich, Leicester, and Southampton.
At least Leicester's trying, and I guess Ipswich is too. They're just undermanned, you know. Ipswich made it to the Premier League, though.
Yeah. Well, they've been there before.
Right?
They had been there before, but I think, I've seen people talking about how Southampton and Leicester and Ipswich, I mean, they had like 95 points. They had a ton of points in the championship, and the gap between the Premier League and the championship is just massive.
If you watch Leicester play, they don't look like they don't belong. Southampton looks like they don't belong. You know, they look like they're a bunch of guys running around kicking people for fun.
Yeah.
But at least Leicester looks like they belong in the Premier League, you know? So I don't know if that's going to keep them up. They're still 5 points away from Wolves and 40 points away from Everton or something. 32 minus 17, however many that is. It's a lot of points. 5 plus 10. 15. Got it. Whew. Sorry. Math's hard when you're talking.
Yeah, their only hope really is to catch the Wolves.
Yeah.
Wolverhampton Wolves. They've got 22. There's a 5-point gap between Ipswich and Leicester and
then there's only a few points between Everton, West Ham, Man United, Tottenham, Crystal Palace, and Brentford. I think there's 5 points between all those teams, and that takes you all the way up to 11th place.
Brentford's a good example. They came up a couple of seasons ago, and I think this is their 3rd or 4th season. They're doing well to stay up. They finished 9th last year, which is supposed to be the kiss of death.
Right, and they're at 11th this year, so they're good.
And Fulham's
having a good year too. Yeah,
there's a couple other teams.
They
Crystal
beat your
Palace.
team yesterday on penalties.
I don't remember.
Yeah, something about penalties and Fulham going through. And Man United has never been this bad, have they?
Well,
bottom half.
Sometimes you have to fall
14th
to rise.
No, not really. You don't have to fall all the way down.
Well, in order to
you might have to duck a little and then you come back.
Well, see, that mentality always keeps you in second place, though. You know what I mean? You gotta.
How do you get to first, Brennan? How do we do it? Oh man!
Just wait for next season.
Yeah, maybe some more. I'll just go shopping at Walmart.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll translate.
No, there's still talks that the guy that was going to buy Man United before the Glazers kept it, and what's his bucket? Jim Ratcliffe joined Ineos era. He's still in talks of buying the club.
Oh, Ratcliffe is going to buy him out?
No, not Ratcliffe. Jassim,
Jassim Talib?
That guy. The
oil tycoon?
Yeah. That's still offer on the table because he was going to buy out all the debt, redo the whole stadium, and still give Jim Ratcliffe control.
Minority ownership.
Soup and sandwiches?
Yeah.
Okay. But he still gets to show up and be the owner.
Yeah.
And they get all the oil money.
Yeah.
Wow. Best of both worlds.
Yeah, I know. It's
but the Glazers don't want to sell.
Dude, the Glazers suck.
They kind of suck. What was the thing they were saying? Don't let them see the dressing room.
Yeah, you can't see the Buccaneers stadium because they'll get jealous.
Yeah, that's too bad.
All right, so thoughts on Saturday? RSL plays San Diego. We have been notoriously generous to expansion clubs, I think, is the last little while.
Yeah, but we know that Lawfulson loves to give the ball away, so I think we get 2 goals off of Lawfulson giveaways. He gets one back off a banger, and then he Hulk smashes like he did that one time, and then we win 2-1.
All right, all Lawfulson all the time.
That's the Random Lawfulson podcast.
I think it's
Brandt?
3-1.
Oh, that's Brennan.
Yeah, sorry.
3-1?
3-1.
Nice.
I think a 3-2. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. RSL's kind of going to break through and figure out how to score, but they're going to get the wins, and we'll go from there.
Who you calling Chucky? You think Chucky gets a goal? Chucky Lozano?
Yeah, Chucky and Jasper. I mean, they're a powerful duo.
They're both little dudes. So you don't like little dudes. You like bigger dudes.
Well, I generally like women.
I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about him. Woo! And on that note,
Thank you for listening. Please subscribe and follow wherever you get your podcast. Leave us a review. We appreciate all of that. And we will
Smash that like button.
Yeah, smash. We got to get back to smashing.
give us a heart.
Ciao. See ya.